watch the Nigerian people. The elections of 2027 could end up being the election, a tussle between APC and the Nigerian people.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video we are diving into a shocking warning from a top northern elder that is already shaking Nigeria's political space. Dr. Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, one of the respected voices from the north, has dropped a serious bombshell about the 2027 elections, and trust me, his words are raising eyebrows across the country. He said plainly, it is going to be Nigerians against APC. Now, that's not just a casual statement, it is a strong message about where the country is heading, and the way he broke it down is both frightening and thought-provoking. Recently, Nigeria has witnessed a wave of defections. Governors, senators, and lawmakers leaving their parties, especially from the PDP, and rushing into the ruling APC. This has given APC control of about 75% of the Senate, and according to Baba-Ahmed, that's not something to celebrate. He says it is actually a cause for serious worry. Why? Because when one party controls both the executive and almost the entire legislature, democracy itself begins to look shaky. He warned that politicians now treat parties like personal properties, waking up one morning as PDP and by evening switching to APC without caring about the voters who gave them their mandate. According to him, this is a dangerous sign that democracy in Nigeria is becoming superficial, controlled only by politicians, not by the people. He didn't stop there. Baba-Ahmed accused the opposition of being weak and directionless, saying PDP has been badly crippled and that small parties like ADC don't even have a clear identity. He described many politicians as opportunists, people who jump ships only for personal gain, not because of principles or service to the people. And while APC may be celebrating these defections, Baba-Ahmed warned that the party might be setting up itself for a major backlash. He said, and I quote, "By the time APC gathers too many opportunistic and irresponsible politicians, it will have to face the consequences, because eventually it will be Nigerians against APC." That statement alone sent chills through political circles. He believes the real threat to APC in 2027 may not come from PDP or any opposition party, but from the Nigerian people themselves, tired, frustrated, and watching closely as party corruption and insecurity continue to rise. And here's the part that really got people talking. Baba-Ahmed said unless the APC is completely sure that vote will not count, it should be very worried about what Nigerians might decide in 2027. It is a bold, fearless statement that has sparked major reactions online, some calling him a patriot for speaking truth to power, others saying he's just talking tension. But whichever side you are on, one thing is clear: Nigeria's 2027 election might not just be about parties anymore. It could be a battle between the people and the politicians. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
The recent defections of governors and legislators from mostly PDP to APC is triggering another round of very interesting debate. Sadly, the information that APC has succeeded in acquiring 75% of the Senate because of the numbers of legislators from the opposition that have defected to it should worry those who are worried about the integrity of the process of legislating. When a party controls both the executive and 75% of the legislature, is a cause for worry. Another cause of worry, of course, is the fact that governors, senators, other legislators are continuously defecting from other parties, depleting them, weakening them, and strengthening the ruling party, APC. Ordinarily, people would say this is a good thing. I think the important thing to realize, first of all, is that it is not illegal for people to leave one party for another one, or at least it hasn't been tested. The legality of it hasn't been tested as thoroughly as it should be. But it appears as if Nigerians are resigning to the fact that because legislators don't necessarily have to abide, politicians don't necessarily have to abide by the Nigerian law. They can just wake up in the morning and call everybody and say, I'm leaving my party, I'm going to another party. Those who want to follow me can follow me. Now, this is a very worrisome thing, because it suggests that our democracy is very superficially located, and is located only within the politician. It has nothing to do with the people who voted for these politicians who are defecting, the people who need to be consulted, the people whose consent needs to be acquired, engaged by the politicians. And above all, we have to worry about the fate of the Nigerian democratic system. Those who blow the whistle and worry about the fact that it is possible that we are in the process of creating a one-party state may not entirely wrong in their understanding of the situation. My own view about this is that we haven't seen the end of this drama. Clearly, the opposition is weak and is weakening, but it's not necessarily weakening because of the transactional nature of APC people who are moving from PDP and other parties to the APC. It is worrisome because the opposition doesn't appear to have fixed itself in the situation where it can say to Nigerians, don't worry about politicians who move with their mandates and your trust and your confidence, and they just change parties. A politician that wakes up in the morning and says, I'm PDP in the morning, but in the evening I'll be APC, will betray you. And that's a fact. If he can betray a party that gave him a mandate and a ticket to be, the people don't mean anything to him. His party people don't mean anything to him. It's about him and him alone. Those kind of leaders shouldn't be supported. But we haven't gone to a point where an opposition is now saying to Nigerians exactly what this represents. It represents an abdication of responsibility on the part of elected people who would leave their parties, the parties that give them support, the parties that give them platforms, the parties that give them votes, and then they move on. We should worry about these kind of politicians. Again, the opposition needs to look at itself. Just how much is it doing to reduce this attrition by the APC against them? The PDP has been crippled, very, very badly crippled, by both internal issues as well as the assault from APC itself. There doesn't appear to be much evidence that the PDP is willing to fix itself. The other opposition, the ADC itself, has massive problems. Nigerians don't know yet what it stands for, and that is a very unfortunate thing, because the party that wants to provide a different type of leadership, to create a different type of Nigeria by now, ought to be identified with more than just the ambition of those who are running it. They could say what they would do about corruption. They could say what they could do about insecurity. They could say what they can do about nepotism and a nation where a huge amount of money is invested in one part of the country and other parts of the countries are underdeveloping. But the ADC has not done so, and it doesn't look as if it is ready to do so. So there's very little that you can identify the ADC with, other than that it is a vehicle, it's a vessel for the ambition of those in the front line of the party. So in a way, the APC is gloating over the fact that it is eating up the opposition. There's a huge price that it has to pay, because by the time it schemes off huge numbers of opportunistic and, to be honest, irresponsible politicians, it has to deal with its own problem. It will be Nigerians against the APC. If the opposition is not likely to be a threat to the APC, I'm not sure whether the APC should relax, because there is Nigerian people, and Nigerian people are watching, and they are watching very closely a party which has massive problems in terms of the way it sells its programs, or the way it implements these programs, levels of insecurity, levels of poverty, levels of corruption. And when they have to vote, unless you are absolutely certain that the votes will not count, and Nigerians will just merely go through the process of electing who they want, but you are going to turn the result at the end. If one were advising the APC, one would say, watch the Nigerian people. The elections of 2027 could end up being the election a tussle between APC and the Nigerian people.
There are some Nigerians who are just tired of hearing about the PDP's crisis. When would it finish? When would it end? People are losing interest in the PDP because this crisis has lingered for so long. How do you explain to Nigerians why your party is still stuck on one thing?
Well, the party is not stuck. Majority of the stakeholders are on one page. Now, we have an internal issue. That internal issue is fueled by the FCT minister, who has already declared his position even before the National Convention. His position is that he stands with Jagaban. He stands with President Bola-Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. And yet, he wants to navigate the party. He claims to be PDP, yet his decision is for APC. Even where we have not even brought out the presidential candidate of the PDP, he has already taken sides. Now, what is remaining for him is to frustrate the PDP from bringing out a presidential candidate that will contest, perhaps dislodge the President Tinubu. So all efforts are geared towards ensuring that the National Convention does not take place. The party is put in turmoil, in crisis, and so many issues are coming up. You know, the issue of congresses in certain states, which has not been done, which they have gone to court seeking that the congresses must be done. They have also talking about that the Southeast and South-South Convention, the Southeast must be dissolved, while the South-South must be accepted in the way they did it without the permission of the party. They are also insisting, which is the new development, that the signature authorizing the INEC to recognize the National Convention of 15th November was forged. These are the issues before the party, and these are decisions within the purview of the party. These are issues that have been long settled by the Supreme Court. Leadership issues are issues within the purview of the party, and they are not justiciable. You don't take leadership issues to court. Whatever the party decides, it is what you will take. But the idea is to frustrate, because abusing the court process means bringing back something that has already been decided upon, so that you begin to take a delay tactics to ensure that that thing doesn't happen. But as I can assure you that the PDP is ready and willing, and by God's grace, 15th and 16th of November, Oyo State, Ibadan, is feasible.
Well, there are some Nigerians who just simply disagree with you, Alaji, that PDP is anything but ready. You're not only losing the trust of a section of the country who believe that your party is not in order, but you're also losing people from within the party, key figures. I mean, you have a governor of the Southeast region, I believe the last PDP governor in that particular region, who just decamped to the APC, and you have one in the South who just resigned, presumably on his way to the APC. So, are you selling Nigerians a dummy that your party has everything under control?
Okay, let me assure you this. In 2015, the PDP had 25 governors, yet we lost the election. When we lost the election, we lost our governors. Our governors came back to 12. We had 12 governors after 2015. In 2019, we were able to recover, and we had 17 governors. With the APC still ruling, we had 17 governors. We had added 5. We took away certain states. For instance, Adamawa State was Bindo. He was APC governor only one time. He was defeated by Fintiri. Bauchi State, one time, the governor was defeated by Bala Mohammed. These were carefully selected states where we won. So the fact that we are losing people does not mean that we are not the People's Party.
But you're going back to square one again.
No, we are not going back to square one.
You now have 8. And in those 8, the APC national chairman is assuring Nigerians or assuring APC members that those numbers would dwindle further, because their plan, the APC's plan, is to get at least 30 governors by next year, and they can only raid one political party, and that's PDP.
Well, if they raid us and then they are able to get 30.
Well, maybe raid is a bit harsh. Poach.
Okay, let us use the word poach, as you said. If they are poaching us, so many examples abound within the Nigerian political context. Muhammadu Buhari contested under the APP or AMPP in 2003 and 2007. And when he could not make it, he now contested under CPC. He created his own party, the CPC, contested under it, and still gave us a very good fight. He was second. Now, the same issue, Peter Obi, at the 2023 election, did not even have structures. He didn't have one single governor. He did not have one single councillor. He did not have one single elected EXCO or appointed anywhere. Yet, he was able to win in states where APC and even PDP were dominant. For instance, he won in Lagos State, where the governor there is APC, and that is where the Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is coming from. He defeated Okowa in Delta State and won in all the Southeast states. And so you see, the people are the structures, not the governors. The governors just provide leadership, but the real people, the real structures are the people. And when the people decide that this is what they want, there are certain factors that will determine 2027 and not the governors.
Some would say you're in denial that the departure of these governors could cost you something.
No.
Some political currency. Are you saying they are politically irrelevant? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that, let us take the last two you mentioned. The last two you mentioned, the governor of Enugu State, there was so much controversy in his election that at a point, the matter had to come to an INEC in the headquarters, because there was overvoting. The total number of people who voted in the Nkanu area of Enugu State, the number of people who voted there were in excess of the number of people who were accredited. And so, the person who won that election was the LP candidate. But INEC took the matter to Abuja, did what they wanted to do, and they returned him. Now, it is a clear case.
When you say did what they wanted to do, what are you implying?
What I'm implying is that the election was rigged.
In favor of the PDP?
In favor of the PDP. And I've written that since 2023, because I'm not a selfish media person. I write what I consider to be the truth. And it is on my X handle. It is called Judgment or Justice. I wrote it down. I said the courts were not fair and INEC was not fair.
But it's to be fair to INEC, the rules are very clear. If there's overvoting, there's cancellation of the election in that.
The overvoting was not in favor of Labour Party. It was in favor of PDP. And
so, be that as it may, the rules are very clear. It's regardless of who is the beneficiary. If there's overvoting, if you have more.
But it was added.
Right.
That's the issue.
Right.
The issue was that they trimmed it down and added it to align with the number of votes there. It is not that the results were cancelled. If the results were cancelled, it would have made sense. And that would have made the LP candidate to win. Again, don't forget, the Bayelsa person who has resigned. At the election, the PDP lost to APC. APC won Bayelsa. But because of the complications of the deputy governorship candidate of the APC, who had complications as regards to his name and so forth and so on, the Supreme Court took it away and handed it over to us. So it is not his quality or his dexterity or his political relevance that brought Bayelsa to us. So the fact of the, I'm only trying to bring
out.
You
do realize that you're making a case that the PDP was not popular in those states in 2023?
Well, the PDP lost. Is there any other way we can put it?
I think it's the same difference.
There is no difference. When you say you lose, for instance, the PDP lost in Zamfara State in 2019. We lost. But because of certain complications, there was no primaries in APC and so forth and so on. The Supreme Court gave it to us. So we won in that state. Now, our governor went back to APC. In APC, he contested, and the PDP won Zamfara State by popular votes. So many, I'm trying to paint out so many scenarios that have happened to show you that politics is not...
So you're not losing any sleep over these defections?
No, we are not. We are not losing any sleep because we know our party is a party of the people. What we need to do is to put our house in order. And once we get out of this convention issue and we set our party straight, you will see that what you will get is what the popular musician Bob Marley used to say, exodus, movement of the people. There will be alignments and people will start coming. The fear here is that if you join PDP, who is going to sign your form? But once those things are resolved, you will see people coming back.
Obviously, we're dealing with an elective convention here, so this could be the beginning of a new chapter.
Yes.
Right? Are you trying to get rid of some group of people within the PDP that you believe are in a position of power that could undermine the party?
No, we are trying to remove all those people who are double-faced. Those who are not centric on PDP. Those who believe in another party and still say they belong to PDP.
We had a guest on this platform last week who said the majority in the PDP are two-faced. That there's only the people in the minority that actually care about the PDP. So how do you fix that problem when the perception is that most people in the PDP are ready to undermine the party?
No, well, that is his own opinion. And I don't want to argue on someone's opinion. But all I know is that the party faithfuls are still there. We are still... I come from Kaduna State. In Kaduna State, the major defections are the political office holders, but the people are not defecting.
Yeah, but in Kaduna, it does seem, at least from the outside looking in, it does seem that Governor Obasani has consolidated on the politics of the state in such a way that it looks like he has the necessary popular support. Ergo, opposition might be difficult to put up a good fight in Kaduna.
Well, if you are very familiar with the politics of Kaduna, you will understand that even his first attempt, he lost the election. But because of the dexterity and the assistance rendered by his predecessor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, to him, Malam Nasir stepped into the matter and the whole thing changed. And I'm sure you have seen the video where the governor coming out of INEC, he had to prostrate to thank God that after all, the thing now has materialized. He did not win the election in Kaduna State. But all the things that were done, we are very much aware. Now, he is only merely surviving on propaganda. And that propaganda will not work because Kaduna is PDP and PDP is Kaduna. And like I am telling you now, you will see that in 2027, like the 7th of Jingo, the difference is clear.
You're saying that your understanding of the situation in Kaduna, like some other states where the governors have consolidated and changed the narrative, you don't see that, being the case. I mean, APC ran Kaduna for the last 8 years of the Nasir El-Rufai administration and the last 2 years of the Obasani administration. You're saying that all of that is about to be undone in 2027.
Yeah, Kaduna people are dynamic. Kaduna people are not dogmatic. They change with time. Look at that Nasir El-Rufai, a sitting governor, lost all the 3 senatorial zones. All Kaduna State 3 senators are from the PDP. Out of the 16 House of Representative members, 10 are PDP. 4 are APC, while 2 are Labour Party. In the State House of Assembly, there are 34 members. About 16 are PDP in the State House of Assembly. That is to show you the strength of the PDP in Kaduna State.
Yeah, but what is the count now?
Well, the count now is that people have defected. Now, defecting is not a sign that it is the will of the people that is being expressed. It is the individual perception of the person whether he has been given some advantages, there are promises and so forth, and he decides to change side. It is still not the will of the people. The will of the people has been expressed in his election.
Yeah. Some say, and just as a last point on the Kaduna issue, that APC lost in 2023 the presidency and some of the major other elections in the National Assembly and the State Assembly because of the politics of Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and that Senator Obasani is a different breed of politician, one who is a lot more unifying compared to Malam. So is there a point to be made that the politics of the governor of the day is different from his predecessors?
Why did Malam Nasir El-Rufai won in 2015 and Buhari won in 2015? Malam Nasir El-Rufai won in 2019 and Buhari won in 2019. So what is wrong with his politics? That's in 2020. In 2023, the factors that affected that election were many. One, there was the redesign of the Naira notes, which made bribing the people with more cash almost impossible. So most of the votes came from the heart of the people. You know, it was not a reflection of the previous system where monies are being distributed. Others include that even the president himself did not actually, that is Buhari, did not actually believe in the party's project until the dying minute. You know, he was not supporting.
Allegedly.
Even when Tinubu said so in one of his campaigns, Buhari is not with me. Buhari, you are not. You know, so it's not allegedly.
I mean, allegedly. I mean, it's still an allegation. I mean, nothing has been
from him, not from us, because we are telling you that at the dying minute, the president decided. You can see, Abdullah Adamu said, the party chairman, that the president directed that they should support Ahmed Lawan. You know, so there were so many intrigues there. So you can't blame El-Rufai for the loss, while he succeeded in others, and then you now take the 2023 and blame him. No, his politics is nothing more than, he may not be an excellent politician. He may not, but he's a smart politician, and he has done his bit. And it was with him. If his politics was so bad, Obasani should have lost in 2023. Because if the presidency lost, then the governor should have lost. But yet, he was the man, he was the hero who delivered Obasani, and why Obasani now was.
So when you hear all these praises from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, from the National Chairman of the APC, commending the efforts of Governor Obasani and how he's been able to bring people from different parts of Kaduna State under the umbrella, pun intended, of the APC. What do you say to that?
Well, they are members of the same party.
Right. So they're just gassing him up.
Yeah, so I do not expect anything less.
Right.
You don't expect the Speaker to now praise somebody else when a member of his own party is the governor.
Okay. There are some governors still in the PDP today that are being rumored, speculated, to be open about joining the APC, and those speculations are rife. What do you say to those governors who are still under the umbrella of the PDP, but are on their way out of the PDP, presumably because of some of the reporting?
Well, I don't want to, thrive on speculations. I don't want to work on speculations. When we get to the bridge, we shall cross it.
I mean, the same thing happened with Enugu and Bayelsa. It was speculated, and then it happened. Yeah. I mean, it looks like an open secret to me.
Let me tell you this for free. In Akwa Ibom, the governor moved to APC, still claiming that he still loved the PDP. But his problem was that who was going to sign his form due to the controversy. Now, he was controlling the PDP structure and controlling the APC. When the National Working Committee decided to dissolve the PDP in Akwa Ibom State, he was shaking. And they were struggling hard to ensure that those ESCOs are not dissolved, because he was the one who constituted them. Now, if another new ESCO comes up and then another new candidate comes in, it is a very Herculean task for him, because Akwa Ibom is PDP. And so that is why they struggle to ensure that he has those ESCOs there and still the ESCOs of the APC there.
When you say a particular state is PDP, it comes across as if PDP is entitled because it has won in those states for so long that you believe it belongs to you. You don't think that Nigerians have changed their minds about PDP?
Well, Nigerians don't normally change their minds, except if
you're sure we're talking about the same Nigerians?
Yes, unless INEC decides to change their minds for them.
So was that what happened in 2015?
Well, in certain places, yes. We know that the presidential election has so many issues, which is still debated today, that take a look at what INEC said they were going to do and what they did. About the server, about the glitch.
You're talking about 2015 or
2023. Right. About the glitch and so forth and so on. All the results in the National Assembly were there. But the results of the presidential had a glitch, had so many issues. But we know and we do not trust INEC. And we know that INEC...
Even with the new chairman?
It is not about the chairman. It is about the institution.
He promised credible, free and fair elections.
No, there was never any INEC chairman who said he was going to do a very bad election. No INEC chairman. Every INEC chairman that comes on board will promise free, fair and credible election. But discharging that responsibility is the major problem.
So you don't believe him?
Well, I do not believe him until I see it.
All right. For the PDP faithful who are listening to this conversation, worried about the future and the uncertainties that may happen in the next couple of weeks or months after the convention, what is your word for them?
My word for them is that they should continue to trust in the PDP. Like the old saying goes, the beetle never dies, and PDP is that beetle. It will never die, and it will continue to be the #1 opposition party in Nigeria. Any other opposition is a counterfeit. PDP is the main thing, and in 2027, the Nigerian people will smile because PDP will bring a very acceptable candidate that will change the tide and change this. But all these things that APC are doing, trying to bring is just to give them some comfort that they have brought everybody and so they are entitled to win the election. But that is not the case because in 2027, it is a battle between the people and the APC.